With Football Manager 2024 just around the corner, it's time to sort out your graphics folders so your game can look beautiful from the off. Now, if you've got a previous version of Football Manager, you've downloaded graphics in the past, this video is for you. If you're brand new to the game, check out our how to install essentials guides that are coming up very, very soon once the beta has been launched. Right, so if you've got an older version of Football Manager and you've downloaded your faces, your logos, your kits, your trophies, your backgrounds, you don't have to download them all again. Obviously, if you've downloaded them a long time ago, you might want to get an update. But if you want to just move your folders over from game to game, you can do that. But if you want to carry on playing the old game, say you've got a really great save that you've been playing on Football Manager 2019, for example, for years, and you are still wanting to play that alongside playing the new Football Manager 2024, this video will show you how to do that and have both sets of graphics working and only using the file storage for one set of your folders. Right, it's called Symlinks, and I'll show you exactly what you need to do. There is also a link to a written guide in the description down below, and plenty of things in the description that will be helpful throughout this video. So, without any further ado, let's get our graphics folders sorted. Okay, so this is the guide that I'm on about in the description down below. Ignore that it says the 2023 beta at the moment, because this was written a year ago. It still works. These are the links that are going to, the bit of text that are going to be in the description down below as well, that you're going to need these. This is my current documents folder for Sports Interactive Football Manager 2023. I cleared out all my old games and put them on a separate external hard drive. This is the graphics folder that we're going to move across, but you could just move them across. You don't do this with skins though. Just make sure you don't do anything with skins because they only work on the game they're made for. They won't transfer across. You could just simply rename your Football Manager 2023 folder to 2024, which won't work particularly well because you'll stop all your 23 stuff working and 24 will not be able to load everything that's in there anyway. So that's a bit of a waste. You could just directly cut and copy your graphics folder, but it's massive. You could copy it and paste it in a separate place, but as you can see here, it's ticking up. It's going to go probably to about 20, 25, 30 gig, potentially, depending on what you've got downloaded. And if you don't want that twice, just for the sake of being able to play two different versions of Football Manager, I'm not going to let that carry on. But you could do that. You could also go in-game and change the location of the user data folder. But again, you'll have save games from 23 and 24 mixing up, or 19 and 24, or whatever games you're looking at. And you'll have skins that won't work for some of them, and it'll get a little bit confusing. But what you could do is use Symlinks, which we're going to do in this video, to do a symbolic link of the folder. So it basically just copies it, but doesn't actually copy it, and it's like a shortcut, but not a shortcut. It's pretty straightforward what you do. Anyway, you need to go into the command prompt, but what you don't want to do is go into command prompt without going as an administrator. You'll want to go command prompt and run as administrator. That is what you'll do. It'll pop up the little thing, and you'll be able to run it here. So if it says like this is good. You want to make the directory, and I've copied these into a notepad so I can just copy them across and paste them. You could type them out. That will create the directory in Football Manager 24, a graphics folder. You've already got a graphics folder, you don't need to do that step. But I've done that now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a link, create a junction as it's called, between the graphics folder, faces folder within the graphics folder for 24 from 23. So we'll do that here. I'll copy that across. Again, all of that is in the description and the guide that's written on the website. And you can see here, FM24 graphics, there's now a faces folder, but it's got a little arrow on it. So we'll make that a little bit bigger. Ooh, my face is there. There's a little arrow there saying it's a symbolic link. So that folder basically replicates everything that's in the FM23 graphics faces folder and moves it into 24, but doesn't actually move it, doesn't actually copy it. It just creates the link there. So anything you do in the folder within FM24 is replicated in 23 because it's the same folder. It's just got two locations to it. So anything you do in 23 will be replicated in 24, vice versa. So you see, there we go. We're going to do now, we're going to copy that across and do backgrounds, logos, and trophies. We could do kits as well, but I'm going to download a whole new of kits for FM24 anyway, so I'll have different kits for the new season. So I'm just going to type in here backgrounds over faces, use the same path. You want HOMEDRIVE, HOMEPATH, Documents, Sports Interactive, Football Manager. There you go. You can see it's on screen there. I'm going to do that again for backgrounds, logos, and trophies, as I've said. Create all those folders, create those links across. I'll also show you how to remove the link and the directory as well, so you don't have to keep them there forever. But it's quite straightforward. We'll also have the Mac version of the guide in a second. We'll go through how to do it on a Mac. But it's pretty straightforward what you need to do here, right? I've finished typing out everything. I'm just going to copy these across and paste them in, and the folders that we're going to do here, so backgrounds, will just start appearing in the FM24 folder, graphics folder. And obviously I've not got FM24 installed yet because the beta hasn't dropped as of recording, so the FM24 folder is just empty apart from that graphics folder that I've just created. Once you have got the game, more folders will appear in there, and you might already have a graphics folder in there as well. So you can see backgrounds, faces, logos, trophies are all in there as they are in the FM23 version. You don't have two lots of the same folders, they're just linked to from different places. So there you can see all the trophies. So you can download all the mega packs just once, and there you go, you can put them for 2 games, so you don't have the conflicting sets of different things. You can still use the save games for FM23 and FM24 in different locations. The skins will be in different locations. You can do this with anything that can be used for 2 games. But there we go. That is how you do this on Windows. I'll show you how to remove a directory. I'll just remove the faces one just for the example. It's just remove directory rather than make link. Put that in there, and then you can see here the faces folder has disappeared because it's been removed. But it is still in the FM23 folder, and we'll put that link back in there anyway, just for completeness. And now we will finish doing this. So faces has come back. It was always in FM23, so as long as you don't delete the original folder, everything will work fine. But yeah, there we go. Graphics folder now populated with several mega packs that work across multiple games. You don't have the issue. Obviously, if you do want to just play one game, you can just copy them across or cut them across, and that'll be fine. But let's move on to Mac now and show you how to do things on a Mac. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do here on Mac is make sure that you have a graphics folder within your Football Manager 2024 folder. Obviously, you can just create one if you haven't got a graphics folder in there. You go to Macintosh, your name, library, Application Sports Interactive, and you find it in there, Football Manager 2024. Or you can go to the Finder if you've got that open, go, or Command Shift G, and type in the location here. So you type it in, you go into Library, Application Support. It will automatically fill in. If you hit the tab button, you can just fill it in as it's suggesting things here. So once you go Application Support, Sports Interactive, and then Football Manager 2024, and there we go. You can find that 2024 folder that way. If you don't have a graphics folder, you just create one like we've said you can do on Windows as well. You just create a new folder there. All of the locations that you need will be in the description, as we've mentioned already on Windows. But if you don't have a graphics folder, just create one. Like we did in the command prompt earlier, we could have just created a new folder there on Windows. You do that on Mac as well. And you don't want to copy the whole folder across like we've said earlier. You don't want your skins because they won't work across game. But in your graphics folder, what we're going to do here on Mac is do kits, because we didn't do that on Windows. But you want different things across the different versions of Football Manager that actually are interchangeable. So we're going to go over to the terminal now. So you just need to hit Command Spacebar to open the Spotlight search, and then type in terminal and hit enter. It'll bring up the terminal app. So creating these links is really easy. You do ln, and then, as you can see on screen, what you need to do will be shown in the description as well, and in the written guide. So you can just copy those bits of text across. So you go in, you go back through that location again. So Library, Application, Sports Interactive, Football Manager 2023, and then we're going to go Graphics and Kits this time round. That is the source. The destination is the same thing, but FM24. So again, you can see going through Library, Application Support, Sports Interactive, Football Manager 2024, Graphics, Kits. So like we did earlier, we just pasted them in earlier with Windows, typed them in here with the Mac. It's the same sort of thing. So you can see here, it's created that little arrow on the kits folder once again. Like we showed earlier, it will link direct to the same folder from FM23 as it does on FM24, like we did on all of the ones. It's that simple. So there you go. You can now play multiple versions of Football Manager by only having one set of graphics folders rather than having two big 20 gig lumps for 2 different games. Or if you're playing more than 2 games, you could quite easily get up to 100 gig and fill your hard drive, depending on how big your hard drive is. Just by playing a couple of Football Manager games, it could soon fill up. Using this Symlinks method, you have one set of the mega packs, and they are just linked into from different places, and it's just the same files just once. So it's saving you disk space, allowing you to play multiple Football Managers at the same time. Well, not at the same time. You can't manage 2 teams at once. That would just be daft. But you see what we mean. You can have save on FM19, a save game on FM24, using the same graphics. Everything will work perfectly. Right, thanks a lot for watching. If you're new and want to install all these mega packs for the first time, check out the install guides that will be coming up once the beta has been released, and I'll see you on those next videos. Thanks a lot for watching.